guys, it's coffee time. Oh, and I have had an eventful weekend. So on Saturday, we had our PJ Anime Day at Erin Lee's house. It was a Kuroko no Basuke marathon, and it was fantastic. We all had waffles and eggs and juice and coffee and watched all of Kuroko no Basuke, and it was very, very fun. Way more people than I expected stuck around the entire day. I had to leave for a couple of hours because my bed was delivered. Behold, it is like the most comfortable bed ever. I am so in love with it, and it almost makes it better that it was on like super sale when I bought it. I'm like, yeah, I got this for really cheap. It is like the perfect comfort bed for me. So happy. I slept like a log last night. Like, got back from the marathon and just passed out. And woke up and went, oh, I didn't make a video. But man, was I comfortable. It's the best. And no, I haven't jumped on it because I feel like this is my first adulty type bed. I bought this like a for reals person, and I feel pretty awesomely about that, so I'm going to treat it with respect. Although I do flop on it a lot. Pretty much every time I come into my room I flop on it, and I don't know if you guys can tell how big it is, but it was kind of like I went to the mattress place and said, excuse me, here are the dimensions of my room. I would like you to give me a mattress that fills up my entire bedroom. I didn't expect it to wind up seeming this large in my room, but I kind of love it. I'm like, you know, out of all of the things that you could have in your bedroom and be like, man, that takes up a lot of space, it might as well be a bed, right? I think it's great. It makes me very happy. So, oh, sadly though, because I just re-dyed my hair, I took a shower and I waited until my hair was completely dry. So I was like, it's not gonna get on anything, it's fine. My duvet cover hasn't shown up yet, so it's just the, it's not a down comforter, but it's like a down alternative comforter. Because, I don't know, I'm concerned that I'm going to develop some of the same allergies that my mom has, and my mom is allergic to down. So whenever I see like down versus a down alternative, I'm like, I'm gonna go for the alternative just in case I wake up one day and can't breathe. So, yeah, so my duvet cover hasn't shown up yet, which is gonna be awesome, by the way. And so I woke up this morning, and in this corner, yeah, I can see it from here. I'm not gonna like pull the entire comforter over to show you because it's very faint. You can't see it from far away. There's some pink stainage that happened. I was like, oh no, what have I done? And everybody was like, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. It's just history. You've left some history on your comforter, and you've only had it a day. And I was like, oh, good, awesome. But yeah. Guys, I've been so happy. The marathon was great. Watched all of it. Got so excited. I did a lot of like clutching of Erin Lee's arm. Super exciting. And then fell asleep. And then today, we just got back from Walking Dead marathon at the Warp Zone. And I'm not gonna spoil anything. It's pretty good. You should probably watch it. It's funny because a couple of people now have been like, it was alright. And then I watched it and I was like, that was great. I liked that. So, you might have a reaction on either side of the board. But I really enjoyed it. So, I'm enjoying season 3 so far. Here's a question. So, I've come across 3 or 4 different DIY pages now that have been like, hey, what are you doing with all of your wood pallets? What are you doing with all of those wood slats that you just have laying around? Well, here are millions of ideas for them. And I sit there and I go, who has those just laying around? Like, aside from farmers? It makes it sound like they're like plastic bags and they breed and there's just suddenly more. It's like, I'm wondering if you guys even know what I'm talking about. It's the long wood boxes that they'll put things on top of, and then with a forklift, yeah, you can like slip into the box and then pick lots of things up, right? So there are all these DIYs that are like, make a staircase, make a coffee table, make a garden, make all of these things out of these wood pallets that I know for sure are just in your backyard. And I'm like, I don't even know where I would attempt to get one of these. Like, say that I said to myself, man, I really like the look of that on these DIY pages where all of these people have millions of magical flats. I wonder where I could get one of those so that I can make a fancy rustic looking garden. I have no idea. I don't know. In Oregon, I bet it would be pretty easy. But not here. Less sigh. People do cool things with them too. I'm like, oh, I wish. If only I was that fanciful. Sadly. I just don't have the pallets, guys. It's a sad, depressing thing. Ro came back today. She was gone for a few days. So she came back right before Walking Dead. It was awesome. And then while we were there, all this Indian food came over because we all got there. We started watching it. And it turns out that before we got there, they ordered Indian food. And Ro and I were salivating everywhere because neither of us had eaten dinner yet, and it was pretty late. So we just kept like locking eyes. I was in this huge beanbag chair on one end of the room, and she was on a couch on the other end of the room. And every time they like pulled out a new piece of food, we were just like we just like stare at each other and just be like just wanted so much food. So when we were done, we immediately ran to the nearest place and we were like, give us all the things that you have. It was pretty great. And now I'm watching Extreme Couponing. Dude, that show makes me a little insane. I feel like there's an entire universe of the housewife world that I've been missing out on. I have yet to see a dude on this show like that isn't a husband or a boyfriend. Like, I want them to be like, all right, here's Dale McDale, and he is an extreme couponer. I want to see that. It hasn't happened yet though. So far it's been like lots of women. So many women. And some of them, it's interesting to me because like I understand when it's like a mom with a million kids and she's like, look, I need all this food. Like, it sounds like a lot, but we're gonna go through this in like a week and a half. Like, I get that. When it's like one girl living by herself and she just has like an entire stockpile of food, I'm like, I feel like if that was me, like, I understand that you have to get a lot of these things in order to get maximum savings, right? But I feel like if that was me, I'd take a lot of that stuff to some sort of, like, a shelter. You know? I know I'm not gonna go through all that before some of it expires. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So I keep going, man, you have so much. Like, does this count as hoarding? Or does it not because it's organized? Like, I just can't tell. Like, are you a food hoarder? It's not. I can't. I'm just not sure. But I want to understand couponing. I want to start, like, looking up coupons and being like, yeah, I'm going to go down this road. This is going to happen. And see if I start to feel myself being pulled toward the crazy. I don't think that I would, though, because I don't know math. Like, these people, these women that do this, women and men, I'm sure that there are men out there, I just haven't seen you yet. They are, like, creepily good at math. So good. I'm like, what? Know how to use Excel and all that? I don't think that I have the constitution to do this. I think I'd be like, this is really hard. I have to, like, use a calculator? No. Not into it. But man, every time I watch it, there's somebody who's walking around and she's like, okay, So, like talking to the camera, she's like, all right, if I get 800 of these, then I use this coupon that gives me $2 off of every 5 of them that I buy. And then I have this other coupon that gives me double the number, but then I have to get twice as many as I was originally going to get because I had to swap out for another coupon because it turns out that today they just happened to change their clearance prices. And I'm like, oh, like, I can't keep up. It's craziness. But I salute you. Extreme couponers, I salute you. You are stronger than me. Anywho, so that's what's been going on with me. That's what I've been up to. I tried to play Borderlands today with Allie. It was so weird. It could, it was making a connection, like an internet connection, but it wouldn't let me go onto the PlayStation Network, or if it did, it would only let me on there for like a couple of seconds and then it would kick me off. I guess everybody was having internet problems. Like Chris and Sarah couldn't play WoW, so all of us were like, what do we do with our day? But it all worked out in the end. In the end, I watched Walking Dead and ate some food. Ro is laughing so hard at something. I do not know what she's watching. Oh well. Anywho, I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. And I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye. Mwah.